Welcome to another edition of Dan Frequently Asked Questions. In this edition, we're going to address boxers, sprain, and diving. Keep watching. We got a question from a diver asking whether it was possible for them to continue diving with boxers sprain. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is about, boxers sprain is actually a fracture of the fifth metacarpal bone as a result, obviously, of punching. And it's usually not a displaced fracture, but it is quite a painful one, and it inhibits movement of the pinky and, of course, potentially the grip of the hand. So the question whether one can dive, I'm going to address on two counts. The first is the pain issue and the fracture issue, and the other is possibly concerns that someone might have about decompression illness. Well, the first is most important. In other words, if you have a fracture and it limits your ability to grip and do the usual activities, including emergency procedures related to diving, holding onto the dive boat, etc., then it is unwise to dive with a painful fracture. Also, if the fracture is actually displaced, or if you're carrying a plaster of Paris cast, clearly you can't dive. But if it's in a removable splint, something that can even get wet and provide stability, or you don't have a splint at all, and you are able to dive without significant pain and without taking pain medication that would be sedating, then it would not be unreasonable to dive. So again, activity and medication would be the biggest issues to consider as far as the fracture itself. Now, in terms of developing decompression illness, it's really unlikely to develop decompression sickness in an isolated joint that is so discrete as a result of a fracture. There simply isn't a typical joint where decompression sickness occurs. Is it possible? Yes, anything is possible in a 1 in a million off chance, but not in terms of regular statistics. So be sensible about the boxer's sprain and refrain from diving if you cannot do the normal activities of diving, or you are wearing some sort of protective splint that's incompatible with diving, or you need pain medication that could be sedating. I hope that addresses it, and until next time, safe diving and be careful how you do your punches.